Hello, buddies. Happy Monday. Welcome to video number 246, live number 97. And this is Maddie Dawson. You're watching MaddiE with MaddiE. And this is Monday, myView on book series. And we are in episode number 23. And for today's episode, after a long time, I picked up non-fiction. It's not a novel. It's not mystery story or drama story. It's a non-fiction. A depiction of or narration of true incidents, and it's called The Man-Eating Leopard of Rudraprayag, and it's written by Jim Corbett. He was a hunter of man-eaters, basically. Not only leopards, tigers, and a lot of other animals were also man-eaters. So he was specialized in hunting and killing these man-eaters. And I just saw this in Amazon when I was browsing for books, and I thought this is an interesting title, Man-Eating Leopard of Rudraprayag. So Rudraprayag, I hope I'm pronouncing it right, is a place, district in Uttarakhand, and it's mostly hills and a lot of villages in the hills, and a lot of pilgrimages, and a lot of pilgrims come to that place yearly. And the book is about a leopard who turned into a man-eater. So usually the wild cats do not eat humans, right? Or they tend to attack the humans only if they are threatened, or very rarely they must be aggressive, and any threaten to their kittens, or basically children. So that's how they will attack you. So normally they'll not come into the villages and eat humans, but how these wild cats turn into man eaters is what he had done in the first chapter. So when I read the first chapter, it was goosebumps. How there was a global pandemic. Just now we are having a COVID-19, right? So similarly, 100 years before, in 1918, there was a pandemic, global pandemic. And because of this virus and pandemic, a lot of bodies, we had a lot of dead bodies. A lot of people died, and they had to throw away from the hills. And this particular leopard, couple of leopards got used to eating those dead bodies, right? And they had a taste, or knack of eating human flesh. And they gave away their natural, natural food, basically whatever they hunt and eat in the hills. So they got a taste of the human flesh, and from then onwards, the leopards started coming into the villages and attacking the villagers, and the count human kill by the leopards, these man-eater leopards, grew enormously and dangerously, such that the government then, the British government who was ruling India, had to appoint and task force and send out advertisements and promotions where you're asking help from the different sportsmen to come and hunt this man-eating leopard. So it's such kind of non-fiction. I felt it like reading a story. That's the highlight of this book. So when I started reading it, it was like any good hill station story. I felt like kind of Ruskin Bond's narration at times, but the way he describes, how the gun works, the rifle works, and how do you trace the movement of leopards through pug marks, and what kind of villagers, what they did, and how the houses were there, and why very first chapter itself defines how the leopards became man-eaters, right? Because of this global pandemic flu, and there were a lot of dead bodies turning up, and they had to throw it away. There was no time for even rituals. They had to throw away from the hills, and the leopards started eating these dead bodies, and that's how they got a knack of eating human flesh, and they started hunting humans, basically, after this pandemic. That's how he's kind of suspecting why these leopards became man-eaters. So there is only this couple of leopards, and Jim Corbett is one of those official who has come for hunting these man-eaters. And the whole book describes the events that happened between maybe 1926 and 27, 2.5 years, maybe 2 to 3 years, what happened. So he tried different techniques, poisoning the kills. So now and then there would be a human kill. So usually the leopard would come to the farm or the house, try to scratch the door, come into the house, and it will go for the throat, so that you cannot shout. So it kills you immediately when it come and grabs your throat, and you're dead already. So nobody is gonna know that the leopard was there even. And it just pulls and carries the body for a certain time, then eats and then leaves the kill, and then tries to come back again if the body is not found. So that's how it's kind of horrifying and scary to read, but the amazing thriller. I was i was almost feeling like a thriller novel, reading a thriller novel. And Jim Corbett has given his eyewitness, right? So it's like whatever he has gone through and witnessed, he has written it as a documentary kind of stuff. But I never felt it like a narration or what do you say? It felt like a story rather than a non-fiction. And there is this fishing incident, so he describes basically everything. So now and then I felt like I was more interested in the hunting of the leopard. So when there are some chapters where he describes other stuff also, like fishing and other stuff. So that was not interesting to me. But still, the chase of the leopard, how they are hunting, and how long it took for them, and the final day, just when he was about to give up, right? So he has to go to Africa. And here there was like a situation where there was no point in staying. All the attempts have been failed, and there's no hope. So the leopard, becoming man eater, so it has even got immune to poison. So many times, I think couple of times, they tried cyanide poisoning on the kill, so that when the leopard comes back again for the kill and starts eating, it will eat the poisonous parts as well and end up dead. But even after eating those poisonous parts, it kind of pukes itself those poisonous flesh that it ate, and it kind of escapes. So it is becoming very adapted and very intelligent, and it knows that the second time when it comes for the kill that it has left the previous day, there are going to be traps. So it's very cautious on how approaching the kill, and it looks for so very rare cases. If the leopard is not able to find human kill, then it goes for cows and goats. So that are the second option. So there is even one instance where Jim Corbett ties up a goat, but you know what, the leopard doesn't come for the goat. And just when they were losing hopes and they were returning back to the village, it comes and kills the goat. It does not eat. So it's kind of saying that I'm not interested in your goats, I'm gonna come for the human, if or possible for you. And the way he has described all these incidents is like absolutely thrilling sensation that you get all over the book. And I was thinking that it should be made into a movie, and I would definitely try to make it into a movie. I think there is a Hindi movie about tiger hunt. They try to hunt a tiger. Not sure. I have to check. I forgot the name. But this is a very good plot for making a movie. Wonderful. So man-eating leopard. Initially, I was under the impression that it's a tiger, but when I started reading, I thought it's leopard. It's not tiger. But he has written a book on a tiger as well, man-eating tiger. I think the temple tiger or something. So I'm more interested into this author, Jim Corbett. He's basically a conservationist turned hunter. So he had gone to different places to hunt such kind of wild animals, becoming man-eaters. And I'm more interested to read about the other animals as well. So there are two other books that he has written. I would definitely purchase them and read it. But it's a very short book. It's around 130 pages. That's all. And as I said, page by page, it goes very thrilling. You can't put down, and you can finish it in a day or two. Such kind of book. It's never boring anywhere, and the kind of detail that he has put into explaining where he is and how he is approaching the man eater, and what are his techniques and plans to hunt the man eater, and finally how he got to kill the man eater. So it's such kind of thing, like he's experienced, right? He's a wildlife photographer as well. So he has to go into the jungle and not move an inch, sitting somewhere safe, and he has taken pictures of tigers, and through the movements and sounds of the birds and other animals, how he comes to know that there is a wild cat, basically a leopard or tiger. So if a bird or monkey shouts, and basically it has seen the tiger or leopard or a dangerous wild animal, and that's why they scream and move places. So similarly with the birds, so birds would be in a certain position, sitting or stand, or you say sitting in a tree, and when some tiger or leopard comes in, it's gonna fly off. So you have to observe for these sounds and movements of the animals, other animals, and predict, or understand that something else is coming, danger is coming, and you have to be careful. Such kind of nuances I understood. If you are in forest, you have to look out for all these things. And yeah, it's a very good hunting story, I would say. It's not a non-fiction, it's a good hunting story. And it's kind of the last chapter, he describes how the villagers of the hills, so they made the leopard is finally killed, and it is taken to this bungalow that is staying, and everybody from all over the hills, right, all the villagers from far distance, like miles and miles away, they come to this bungalow, and they thank him, they give him flowers or food or something that they have, and they are very devoted to him, because they believe that the 8 years of horror and suffering that they went through these because of this man eater is solved because of Jim Corbett. So it's kind of emotional, the last chapter. Even after I think 10 20 years, there is one guy who's like in the military, and he was from that village. So at that time when he killed the leopard, he was not well, so he's not able to walk. So his father was not able to carry him. So he had this guilty feeling that I was not able to see the hunter personally. But now when he's sitting near him, he thanks him that I am from this village. When you killed the leopard, I was not able to come and meet you. But now I have met you, and I'm very happy. I'm going to go back and tell everyone that I finally met you and talked with you in person. And it's a very good great thing that he has done for that particular district, especially in the old ages, where you do not have electricity, or what do you say, basically when it gets dark, it gets dark, anything could happen, especially man eater, wild animal which has turned into a man eater. It's looking for a kill, and you will not even feel the pain. It will come and grab your throat, and after that nobody's going to know where you went. So it's kind of an enemy, and a very very malicious enemy with the intention to kill humans. So from its point of view, it has got to this habit of eating humans, and to survive, it's starting to eat humans, and it got adapted. All this, it's from this perspective. But for humans, it's dangerous, right? And there are pilgrims coming yearly. The number of pilgrims, to Himalayas and Uttarakhand, it's going to be humongous. And such a man eater roaming around, it's very dangerous for tourism as well as the livelihood of all the villages. And in those 2 years that he stayed and tried to kill the leopard, and finally when he was about to give up, he got a chance to kill the leopard, is an amazing story. And I think it should be read by everyone. It's very inspiring. And basically what you take away from this book philosophically is, so there is a time for everything. And he, in the whole book, like 120-30 pages, he has tried so many techniques, and so many incidents where he was so close to killing the leopard, and the leopard got away. So whether it's luck, what do you say, whether the leopard was fortunate enough to escape all these incidents, we do not know. Right? So basically there is a time, and all the villagers saw the leopard as a evil spirit, and they believed that some evil rishi or priest has taken the form of the leopard and is killing all the villagers, and they saw it as an evil spirit. But Jim Corbett was, is not superstitious, I would say. He's pragmatic, and he kind of listened to everybody's story, but he believed that it's just an animal which has got used to eating humans, and he adapted all the practical methods that he knew. And he really struggled to kill this leopard. Many times he risked his own life, and he stayed in the night, and they would form something called machan, I think. So it's a kind of base meant to stand or sleep in a tree. So it can't be and they'll put some thorn bushes around the tree so that the leopard can't climb that. So staying there is safe, but staying in the ground, hiding yourself with the leaves and some what do you say, broken branch or something. That is typically he has done that, and he assumed that the leopard will not be able to find him in the in the surface. So he struggled a lot. So I think it applies to the life also. Everything has a time, and when you want something to happen, or when you're like desperate to something to happen and it's not happening, it does not mean that it's never going to happen. There is basically a time, and if you look at, it's kind of melodramatic, but it's what happened. So when he was about to give up, the last night he was staying, right? So he has to make this Africa trip, he cannot cancel that. And it's all the other officials were saying that it's waste of time, we have already stayed for 10-15 days and it's not going to come. And that final night, he's taken a shot without even seeing where exactly the leopard was, and that shot killed the leopard. So it was very interesting. Karthikeyan, hi. Thank you for joining. I'm seeing you for the first time. Really, thank you for joining. And yeah, so definitely it's a very good book. It's kind of cheap. I'll not say cheap. It's affordable, around $200, and if you get it in Amazon, I think it would be less. And it's going to be a fun read. You can take it to travel, or if you're very interested to read, it's going to take you less than a week, and you can finish it. 130 pages, you can actually finish it in a couple of days, and it's a very good story. It's not a novel, but kind of a true depiction of what happened in Rudraprayag when Jim Corbett was there, and how he killed this man-eating leopard. So that's basically the gist, and it's going to be a fun read. Do enjoy this book, to purchase and enjoy reading this book. I really enjoyed it. I just finished it yesterday, and I want to do this immediately. And this could also, I have stopped writing for a while, book reviews. I'm having a website, and I used to write to that website about books and movies. It's been like 6 months. I have not done anything, so maybe for this book I'll take my pen and start writing. Yeah, it's this kind of the amount of inspiration that this book has given, that's what I mean. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Thank you so much. We'll catch up in tomorrow's gaming episode. We're gonna resume Resident Evil 2, and I think one more episode of Stray would be left out. It's a very short game. We did already like 2.5 hours, 2 hours episode, so there's going to be one more episode. I'll try to do someday this week. And yeah, until then, it's MaddiE Dawson. You're watching Merely with MaddiE. Bye bye.